Good day, everyone, and welcome to this panel discussion on how can schools and universities support high ability students. This topic was ideated by Mr. Kris Bhatt, who is one of our esteemed panelists today. High ability students require specialized attention and support to excel in their education and beyond. Today, our panel of experts will share their insights and experiences on this important topic, discussing actionable solutions to support and empower high ability students. The panel discussion scheduled today, 27th February 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. Singapore time and 1 p.m. UAE time. As the founder of EduTV, which has more than 4.5 lakh viewers and offers over 1,500 educational repositories, videos, it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed moderator for this discussion, Ms. Anupama Ramachandran. She is a Fulbright scholar and principal of Delhi Public School, Electronic City, Bangalore, India, who brings with her a wealth of experience in the field of education. Ms. Ramchandra will be leading our discussion today along with our esteemed panel of experts, including Professor M. Pan, former Pro Vice Chancellor, IGNOU, popularly known as IGNU, Mr. Kris Bhatt, Senior Principal, NPS International School, Singapore, Professor Brigadier Chima from Universal Business School, Mumbai, Dr. Pramod Mahajan, Director Principal at Sharjah Indian School, Sharjah, UAE, Dr. Vasudha, Principal at Rockwoods International School, Mr. Rahul Bhatia, Founder Director, Credim Editech Private Limited, Gurugram, and Mr. Kumar Rajesh, CEO, VEC Edu Project. We look forward to an engaging and insightful discussion on this topic and hope to come up with actionable solutions to support and empower high ability students. Now, I turn the stage to our moderator, Ms. Anupama Ramachandran. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pranav, for that introduction, and a very, very warm good afternoon, good evening, depending on which part of the world you're joining us from. Like one of the panelists mentioned earlier in the conversation, we rarely discuss high ability learners. We're worried about the students who are average and of course students who are below average. Probably because we are happy with the way the high ability learners are performing, we do not pay much attention to them. On that premise, let us open the discussion for today. They say that high ability learners have certain traits and it can be present at any age is what they say. Like they may have advanced ability with numbers, or they may display a wide range of intellectual and academic interests. Sometimes they say if somebody has an extensive vocabulary, then they are high ability learners. They also say that some children may dislike slow-paced work, then you have to categorize them as high ability learners. So my very first question would be to Mr. Kris Bhatt, that, sir, how can we actually define high ability students, and what are the indicators of such students so that it is easy for all of us, not only educators, but even parents or laymen? How do we actually identify the so-called high ability learners? Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anupama, for the question there, and quite pertinent question, quite important as well for educators to know that these high ability learners, they are not in large number, they are fewer and far in between, but we need to actually take care of these high ability learners. How do I know the learner is a high ability learner? I will give an anecdote for you. 2 weeks ago, I was doing a lesson observation of our primary wing, and during the observation, a mathematics teacher posed a question for the whole class, and one student, it's a grade 4 class, he stood up, and the question was, how can you divide 7 pencils? That was the question. Now that child stands up and asks, ma'am, can you explain to me, what do you mean by divide? Do you mean by divide into equal parts or just divide? The teacher clarifies the question, yes, I mean, how do you divide 7 pencils into 2 equal parts? So the boy stands up, picks up one pencil and he says, no, I cannot break the pencil. If I break, I will get hurt. So I'm going to keep this pencil away. So I've got 6 pencils with me. Now I can divide these 6 pencils into 2 equal parts. Now this child is a high ability kid in my idea, my understanding. Reason, he is able to make an effort and understand the question posed by the child and also seek clarification. High ability learners always ask a number of questions to understand the situation. Secondly, the child is able to actually process the information and arrive at a conclusion which was originally desired by the teacher. So he was able to divide those pencils into 2 equal parts. So there's a very, as I said, it's a grade 4 kid. Now, high ability learner need not to be in mathematics or sciences. They could be in all fields. Okay, they could be even art as well. They could be in music. They could be linguistics. So we need to see that if there is a child in the class, when I'm teaching mathematics, he is least interested in what I'm talking about maths, but he is more interested in the language that I'm using in the maths. Probably he is a high ability kid in the languages. Somebody in a science class is not interested in the experiment you're doing, but kind of, drawing, maybe doodling around, maybe definitely he is more interested in the field of art or music kind of thing. So it is very important for us teachers in the class, first of all, to identify, is this child gifted? I use the word gifted in here. Is this child gifted? Then if I know the method or technique to support the child, I can try my best. If not, I need to seek help from somebody else who is an expert in the field. Okay. Now, once I do that, the child gets the extra support. So for me, in short, a high ability kid always asks a series of questions, sometimes restless in the class, depending upon how the situation or the classroom dynamics is. Could be even very, very quiet because the child gets bored at a time, and I, as a classroom teacher, is unable to facilitate his pace of learning. So he or she gets bored and runs around the class. Or at times you can start teaching, suppose the geography lesson, the child asks some random questions completely which has no relevance to what you're teaching, but he wants you to give an answer to the kid at the time. So these are abstract questions and he wants to find a solution for those abstract idea. So if I put all of these together, these are children here, they can actually think at the highest level, they can do multitasking, they generally are quiet or can ask a lot of questions, but they are restless because they are not getting fed what we can give to them as the teachers. Because our school system generally works on an 80-20 principle, I would say. We send 80% of the energy to take care of those 20% who we think are failing. My board may ask me a question to me, why these children are failing in the class. So our shift has to move from that 80-20 to at least, I would say, a 60-40, where we spend the energy on those high ability kids. My final point, we always have an assumption that a high ability kid is someone who always scores good grades and doesn't need any extra support, which is incorrect. It is not necessary that a high ability kid always does very well in all the exams. They may do very well in a couple of exams. So that's where I put my points across. That's my definition from my experience as a classroom teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those very, very valid points. I think you made it very clear that there are a lot of similarities between underachievers and high achievers, although they are on two sides of the spectrum.